Okay, this is a quick tutorial on how to thread your sewing machine. So the first thing that you need to make sure that you do is that your sewing machine is plugged in. So you need your pedal and your plug. So you'll need to find an outlet and plug this in. There are extension cords around my classroom as well. And then this end, where you have the 3 prongs, plugs in to the side of the sewing machine. And then you run and the pedal goes on the floor and this gets plugged in. So we'll set that down for now. So the next thing that we're going to do is there are 2 types of thread on the sewing machine. The first one is the bobbin and the second one. So for the top thread, it looks like this. There are lots of different colors you can use. Ideally, you would like the bobbin thread. This one is yellow and the top thread is blue. Ideally, you would like them to be the same color. Otherwise, your stitches won't match. But for this purpose, it's fine for them not to. So the first thing you do is you look at your sewing machine, and there are instructions on your sewing machine on how to thread it. Now, these broken line ones, this one here and this one here, show you how to thread the bobbin, which I will show you in a different video. So you want to follow the instructions with a solid line. They're the ones that tell you how to thread the machine. So you follow this line, and then you'll see that this says number 2, and then down here says number 3, 4, and then you'll thread your needle. But let me show you what that looks like. So you put this on top right here. Then you follow the number 1. So see, it's placed on top. Then you follow, here, let me adjust the camera so you can see it a little bit better. You slide it in through the catch, down number 2, up number 3, and through the metal. And the key part here is that it needs to be thread through this metal hook in there for it to sew properly. Then, once you have your cable down here, not your cable, your thread. Once you have your thread here, your thread needs to go through this catch here, and you thread it through the eye of this tiny needle right there. So once you've done that, you are ready to go on your top thread. Okay, so threading a bobbin. The way you thread the bobbin is slide this plastic casing off. It's a little bit tricky, and you can take the bobbin out. It looks like this. Now, if this was empty, this isn't empty, it has yellow on it. If this were empty, and I would need to replenish the thread, so I would put it on top here and slide it over. Then I would follow the broken line instructions for threading the bobbin. So to thread the machine, it comes down, but to thread the bobbin, I need to follow the top one. So the top ones means I go around this post, across, and I wrap it around the thread. So let me show you. It goes around this post here to the bobbin. And then in order to make it spin, to get the bobbin threaded, I step on the pedal and it'll thread it. It will put the thread on top of the bobbin. This is the same on all the machines. You just have to look at these diagrams and it will explain to you how to do it. Once your bobbin has been threaded, you need to put it back in the machine. So you slide it back over, pull it off, and you put it back inside its casing. And what you'll notice here is there's also a little diagram telling you how to thread the bobbin. So you follow the directions on the diagram on how to thread the bobbin. Whoops, sorry. You follow the directions on how to thread the bobbin. And you go like this. There's a little blade there. You cut it and then you slide the plastic cover back on. Okay, so now it is time to start sewing on your sewing machine. I can tell that my sewing machine is on because the light is on. If I push the button over here on the side, this is the button where it turns it on and off. You can see the light turns on. So you need to make sure your machine is on. You need to make sure it is properly threaded and that your bobbin also has thread. Now it's time to start sewing. You take your fabric, and I'm working on a scrap piece of fabric right now. So you put your fabric underneath, in between this little slot. This is called the foot. And now there's a lever right here that I flip down to lower the foot. So that lever is right here to lower the foot. Now I need to make sure that the type of stitch that I'm doing is a straight stitch. So I look over here at this dial, and it shows me, this is the pictures of the different kind of stitches I can do. I can have zigzags, I can have straight stitches, I can have casings, and I can have buttonholes. So I want to have straight stitches. And there's a little notch right here you can feel on the plastic that makes sure that I've got the right stitch going. So I want a 6, so I'm in the right place. This lever here makes me go backwards. So if I push it back, I can go backwards. But right now I want to go forwards. So I have my fabric in here. My pedal is attached. It's on. And to move forward, I push down the pedal just like you would in a car. And I'm using my hands to guide the fabric. And when I'm done, I need to lift the foot lever, which is right here. I lift it up again. And sometimes the needle's in the way. Right now it's not, but sometimes the needle's in the way. And if it is, I need to use this dial over here to raise and lower the needle. And then when I'm done with that seam, my foot is up, I can pull it. And on this side of the machine, right here, is a little tiny blade. And you can pull down and cut your thread, and then you've sewed a nice little line. This one's a little bit squiggly, so I'm noticing that my line's a little bit squiggly, and that's not what I want. I want it to be a straight line, so that means there's something strange with my tension. And what I need to do with my tension, it's this knob right here, so I can adjust this knob to work on my tension. So that's what I would do to adjust my tension so it looks like a nice straight line. So if you're running into problems with your machine and it's not working, these are the couple things that you need to try first before coming to find Miss Koizumi. First, you need to rethread it to make sure that you've threaded it properly. So the first thing you do if you're having issues is you rethread the top. Then if you're still having issues, you rethread the bottom. Make sure that's all done appropriately. The third thing that you do is you adjust the tension. So if it's coming out squiggly like this, you need to play around and adjust the tension using a scrap bit of fabric. Now, if none of those things fix what's going on with your machine, or something else isn't working that isn't described in this video, you need to take a piece of paper, write down all of the things that you tried, write down exactly what you think is wrong, like if the thread keeps pulling out of the top, or if the bottom thread keeps getting tangled, or if it won't move forward. Anything you think that's going wrong with it, you need to get a Post-it note and stick it right on the front of the machine, put your name on it, and you also need to tell me all the things you've tried to fix it first before just coming to get me. I don't thread your machines for you. You need to learn how to do that yourself. I will help you and coach you, but I don't thread your needles for you. It is a skill that we're learning in class. So the next video in this series will be how to make our project bags.